Hello everybody and welcome to this week's episode of Sports Corner. I'm Dante Centofanti.
And I'm Austin Arnold. The Kent State baseball team took a trip to Bowling Green over the weekend for a showdown with the Falcons, and Nick Elson, Michael McNamara, and Michael Turner were all socked 2-run homers as the Golden Flashes recorded their first conference 4-game sweep of the season. Kent State recorded 47 runs in the 4-game series and scored at least 10 in each outing. Outfielder Ben Carew recorded 11 hits in 18 at-bats, helping him to being named the Mid-American Conference Baseball Player of the Week. With a .611 batting average, Carew and the Golden Flashes return home this weekend for a 4-game slate with the Toledo Rockets. First pitch on Friday night is scheduled for 5 p.m. at Schoonover Stadium.
The softball team continued conference play in a 4-game series against Ohio at home this weekend. The Flashes took the first and third games 3-1 and 6-5, but dropped the second and fourth games 6-8 and 1-3. Center fielder Brooklyn Witt was on a tear at the plate, batting .500 for the weekend, including a walk-off double in Saturday's second game, marking a memorable 200th career win for head coach Eric Oakley. The team picks things back up Friday at Ball State to take on the Cardinals.
The Kent State women's lacrosse team fell to the Central Michigan Chippewas after a late comeback effort fell short at Dick Stadium on Thursday. The two teams battled in the early going, trading goal and goal until Central Michigan pulled ahead with a 5-goal run to close out the first half. Kent State played catch-up for most of the second half, pioneered by 4 goals and 9 draw controls for Madison Rapier in the loss. Kent State will take a week break from games to prep for a 2-week stretch, including 4 away games, starting with a trip to Moon Township for a face-off with Robert Morris. And after being awarded 3rd place in the MAC Championships, the Kent State gymnastics team was back in action at the Morgantown Regional on Friday night and finished the evening in 4th place. Abby Fletcher led the way with Kent State tying for 4th on the floor with a score of 9.9. As she waits for the NCAA committee to declare whether or not that qualifies her for nationals, Michigan and UCLA both advanced to Saturday's competition, with Kent State's postseason run coming to a close.
And in field hockey news, the team's winning streak came to a close over the weekend, losing both games in their trip to Oxford for a battle with the Red Hawks. The offense struggled to get kick-started for the Golden Flashes. They dropped their first game 0-3 and the second game 2-4, and they were outshot on the weekend 41-8. The now 5-3 Golden Flashes look to get back in the winning way of things this upcoming Friday and Saturday against their conference rival Ball State. And sophomore golfer Kaylee McGinty has been named the Mid-American Conference Player of the Week for her efforts leading the Golden Flashes to their 2nd tournament victory of the season at the Clemson Invitational. On Sunday the 28th, she finished 1st in the field and staked 7 birdies on her way to a -5 round. Her score of 66 in the opening round was a career low and set a new course record. With victories at the Sunshine Shootout and Clemson Invitational, the Kent State women's golf team looks to stay strong April 17th at the Indiana Invitational in Bloomington.
And let's get to the top 5 plays for this week. Play number 5, Morgan Kybricki goes left and gets the goal for the Kent State lacrosse team.
Number 4, Olivia Sporlini with the 2-run single in Kent's win over Ohio. That would fuel them in this game.
That would fuel them in the win. Number 3, Ben Carew with the 3-run double in the baseball's effort in the 14-1 win over Bowling Green.
Number 2, Justin Kirby. We stay in baseball news, Austin Arnold. Justin Kirby with the diving web gem type catch. You gotta look at this. This was all over Twitter. What a play by Justin Kirby, and we go to number 1.
I could have swore that was on SportsCenter. Number 1, Carly Selly makes the diving catch. Double play. Hello, Kirsten Eichel for the double play. And when we come back, could the UCLA run stay alive against the number 1 team in the nation? March Madness continues when we come back.
That was a great A block, guys. Way to be. Let's keep that energy for B block and the rest of the show.
It's a big responsibility.
Oh, it's huge. I know, it's huge.
And the salary.
Oh my god, yes.
Right?
I mean, like, I was about to move in with my parents, and right before, yeah, so this saved me.
I really believe in you, you know?
Thank you. It's nice to hear that from someone.
These are cool. Did you, what did you?
Welcome back to Sports Corner, everybody. The Women's National Championship game. This one was a doozy. If you were watching, let's go ahead and get to it. Stanford and Arizona. First play, Shayna Pellington steals that ball and gets the 2 points off the layup. For the Wildcats later on, Anna Wilson. Yes, Russell Wilson's brother, Anna Wilson from downtown. And there's big brother Russ in the stands. He's like, you go get it, sister. Then Haley Jones to the rack, gets the 2 points there. Ariane McDonald, bang, downtown for her. And another one from Ariane McDonald. She was on fire from three-point land. Another three-point shot. And Haley Jones, she's a freak. Another great and one assist for the Stanford Cardinals. In the end, Ariane McDonald, she tried to do the impossible, but the shot wouldn't fall. 54-53, the Stanford Cardinal win the national championship.
What a weekend of basketball it was. Let's get to the men's Final Four. Houston reaching the Final Four for the first time since '84. Baylor 1950. First time two in-state teams have played in the Final Four, Austin, since 2012. And Matthew Meyer was on fire to start this game, getting 2 big shots for the Bears, finished with 12 points. Baylor up by 2. Jonathan Chuma Chachua gets the layup, it's good, and then he finds Chuma Chachua for a layup, it's good. Baylor was just shooting out the gym early in this game. They were 11 for 24 from 3, and they were powered by none other than Jared Butler. This time, corner pocket, he led the Bears with 17 points. 33-17 Baylor. This time, Adam Flagler off the bench. Beautiful bounce pass from Davion Mitchell to Butler to extend the Baylor lead. And then it was all Bears in this first half, Austin. Time winding down, Davion Mitchell channels his inner Damian Lillard. That is straight money from deep in Indianapolis. Baylor went in with all the momentum. They would win this game and advance to the national championship, winning by a final score of 78-59.
And going to the second game, Gonzaga and UCLA. Man, I hope you were watching. Johnny Juzang, bang from downtown. Then Drew Timme gets the nice dunk on the other end. So much scoring in this game as Corey Kispert nails one from downtown. Johnny Juzang, again, this man was on fire for the Bruins, leading scorer for them and all. Here goes Jalen Suggs, gets the block, finds his man Drew Timme on the other end for another shot, and a charge call later on in this second half by Johnny Juzang. It gets Gonzaga to overtime, and that's all Gonzaga needed. They were going in with Drew Timme with 2 nice drives there. Johnny Juzang hoists it up, misses, gets the rebound, but this one, oh boy. Jalen Suggs from Spokane, Washington, downtown.
Major onions.
That is major onions indeed. 93-90, Gonzaga moves on.
And let's look at the national championship game that will be played tonight in Indianapolis on Austin Arnold. These are the 2 clear best programs in college basketball. I don't want to hear that a better team lost in the Elite 8. These are the best 2 teams in college basketball. This is the matchup the sport has been waiting to see all year.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. Gonzaga, they showed for the first time that they could fight back from adversity against UCLA, and then Baylor, they controlled the whole game with Houston. So I cannot wait for this game tonight.
Hi, I'm Jeremiah Hernandez, here to break down tonight's national championship.
Jeremiah, thank you so much for being on with us again. What players stood out to you in the opening round of this Final Four, man?
I think there were some great performances in these last 2 games. For Baylor, I think the 3-headed monster of Jared Butler, Maseo Teague, and Davion Mitchell were just too much. I can't talk about the opening round without talking about Johnny Juzang. He carried his team from the first 4 to the Final Four and sparked UCLA basketball once again. Also, player of the Final Four so far is Jalen Suggs. He made clutch plays down the stretch, locked up Juzang late in the game, and hit one of the biggest shots in March Madness history.
Now, Jeremiah, how do you see Gonzaga's top-ranked offense facing off against Baylor's shutdown defense?
I think that any team that moves the ball like Gonzaga and has great scorers at each position is hard to guard. As long as Gonzaga shares the ball and hits shots, this game will be fun. But Baylor has tough defense, and it's all about who has more points on the board at the end of the game. If Baylor can lock up and hit their shots, I think it goes well for the Bears.
Jeremiah, Gonzaga is always knocking on the door. They were in the national title game in 2017, and now they have a chance to be the first team since the 76 Hoosiers to finish the season undefeated. Baylor is looking for their first national title since 1948. These are two teams that are in desperate need of a national championship. What would a win for either of these programs mean tonight?
Every year, every program strives to get a national championship, and no matter what, it's a huge accomplishment. But I mean, it always means more when you get it the first time, and for Gonzaga, I think this would be the perfect end to a perfect season for them. But Baylor, like you said, has not won it since '48, so this can show Baylor can dominate in a whole new era. I think tonight I got Baylor. Baylor's coming away with the win. Baylor's just too big and physical, and I don't think Gonzaga has faced a team like this all year. I just think everybody else hopes it's going to be a great one tonight, and let's see what happens.
I agree with you, Jeremiah, but Baylor had at least 5 players, I think it was, in double figures in the game against Houston. They have a better bench play. I think that's what's going to make the difference in this game, guys. The bench play for Baylor, you know, Matthew Meyer, he's no scrub. He was on fire to start the game. He finished with 12 points. I think the bench play is going to make a big factor. Baylor's defense is too good. They win 65-62.
And with good defense comes good offense. And Jeremiah, I agree with you. I think that for Gonzaga, they have not faced a team like this all year. But Dante, like you said, the bench for Baylor is just unreal. There's a lot of pros and cons to this game. 87-84. I think there's a lot of offense from Gonzaga and a lot of offense from Baylor. But at the end of the day, there's a Power 5 school named the Baylor Bears that have to play the Gonzaga Bulldogs. And for a mid-major school, I think it's hard to see them winning this game. I think Baylor wins their second national championship in program history. And when we come back, opening day kicked off a 162-game stretch for the MLB last week. When we come back, we'll take things to Progressive Field to see how the Indians did in their home opener.
They call me Prince like I'm royalty or something. But the places I've lived ain't no palaces. So I don't need grilled salmon or a new scratching post. Just give me a cardboard box and a can of tuna and we're good. You can even change my name. I'm cool being the kitty formerly known as Prince.
I don't remember how it started.
Go to that.
Our back and forth. It always came back.
Dad!
You probably don't remember what you told me,
That was perfect.
but I heard every word.
I adopted Bento in 2010 from a shelter. As it turns out, we have very similar personalities. And this cat makes me make art because he's always motivating me to take pictures of him, to draw pictures of him. He just is motivating artistically. It's just that simple. Well, he's my best friend, but a lot of people know him as Keyboard Cat.
Welcome back to Sports Corner. It was opening day at the corner of Carnegie in Ontario. Let's get to Progressive Field for the Indians' home opener. Carlos Santana making his return to Progressive Field. Logan Allen on the hill for the Tribe. Bases loaded in the first inning, and Allen would get the clutch strikeout on Michael Taylor. We go to the second inning. 2 outs, runner on first. Allen, fastball right down Euclid Street. Whit Merrifield blasts it to deep right field to give the Kansas City Royals a 2-0 lead in this ball game. Offensive woes for the Tribe throughout this game. Tristan McKenzie coming in from the bullpen, top of the 7th. Merrifield with a sac fly to extend the Kansas City Royals lead to 3. Indians trying to get something going here. Ahmed Rosario hits into a double play. Possible rally fell short. This would kill the momentum for the Indians. They would fall to the Royals 3-0 in their home opener, and they fall to 1-3.
And from Cleveland to Detroit, the Twins took on the Tigers. Jorge Polanco hit a double to make it 1-0 in this game. And obviously you can see the throwing error from the Detroit Tigers. It just was not a good day for them at all. As we get to Nelson Cruz. Grand slam home run for Nelson Cruz to make it 6-0. You can see that ball at Denny's in Detroit where they sell the Grand Slam breakfast meal. And then Nelson Cruz later on, again, a solo home run to make it 7-0 Twins. Just an offensive day for the Minnesota Twins. And again, Williams Astudillo hitting a 2-run double into right center field, bringing home another 2 runs, 11-0. It was really bad for the Tigers until this point in the game where Wilson Ramos hits a solo home run to make it not as bad as it was. 15-6 is the final. Max Kepler right here ices the game with the single, and that's all she wrote from Comerica Park.
Let's get into more AL Central news. White Sox taking on the Angels in Anaheim, bottom of the first. Showtime Shohei Ohtani with a deep viral blast to right field. This, like we said earlier with Kent State Baseball, this play was all over Twitter as Shohei Ohtani. That's the Ohtani we have been waiting to see, Austin. Top of the 5th, Angels up 3. Sox got runners on 2nd and 3rd. Max Stassi can't hold on to the strikeout by Shohei Ohtani, can't finish at first, and they're not going to be able to finish at home as the White Sox tie this game up at 3 as Abreu slides into Shohei Ohtani at the plate. Bottom of the 5th, nobody on. Jared Walsh blasts one to deep right to answer for the Halos. This game was in the Angels' favor until Rafael Iglesias on for the save, and Adam Eaton can't get the ball thrown to him, and Anthony Rendon is going to come home and score, and the Southsiders tie the game up at 4th. But Jared Walsh again walks off everybody in Anaheim. Let's go to Disneyland. Unfortunately, it's not open, or it might be. Angels win 7-4 in Anaheim. They improve to 3-1.
Now let's go ahead now and talk about the MLB opening weekend. And with the Indians, especially Dante, offense needs to win you games. And unfortunately, it has lost them 3 out of the 4 games this year.
Remember when I said last week that we should really just get off the Indians and think to ourselves, you know, they could finish 10 games over 500. It's not as bad as everybody thought it was. Remember when I said that?
Yeah.
If they have an offensive performance like this in the next 10 games, I honestly think they could possibly finish in last place. You can't play in the American League Central and have offensive woes this bad. And I know it's you know, the first 4 to 5 games, but what I saw from the Indians, particularly today, and what we saw, say, in the 2nd game of the season, if they have offensive performances specifically like that, they're not going to go far, Austin.
And the takeaway that I got, and I'm just going to keep jumping on the Indians here, is that let's say they continue to play this way for the rest of the season. They're going to finish in last place because offense wins you games and the pitching can only do oh so much. But I can see this going 2 ways for the Indians. 1, offensively, if they could pick it up, they'll get in 3rd place. Or 2, this is just going to be how the season will be in general. Bucks and Kings, this game was a doozy, folks, as Drew Holiday finds Brooke Lopez for the alley-oop dunk. And here goes Bobby Portis off the pass. Bobby Portis, let me show you a little something about the mid-range game. Hello. He gets the nice 2-point jumper there. And here come the Kings. Buddy Hield looking. Ball gets tipped to De'Aaron Fox. De'Aaron Fox, he's been a baller all season, but he'll miss. But buddy, oh buddy, there's Buddy Hield with the putback slam for the Kings. Tyrese Halliburton later in this game with the time winding down. Harrison Barnes, Halliburton, let me pump fake it. And Terrace Davis, he's cold. He's just, oh man. 3-pointer, Kings within 3, but the Bucks, they're showing why they're one of the best teams in the East. Drew Holiday, it's a holiday. I'ma ice this game. We're going back to Milwaukee. 129-128 final score, Bucks.
And we got an update on the white and golders partner. The Cavs are leading the San Antonio Spurs 57-47 at the half. Isaac Okoro with a posterizing dunk early in the game.
Oh, that was dirty. Isaac Okoro, if he can just get that offensive game going, Dante, he is going to be a problem in this league. But he already is a shutdown defender. But for the Cavs, they need to win as many games as they can because, believe it or not, they're still in the play-in tournament, like, as we speak right now.
They are
contenders. They have to get that 10 seed, and I believe they're only 2 or 2.5 games out, so it's going to be interesting to see how the rest of the season ends. But when we come back, we have award-winning segments, the Magic Money Line of Centofanti selections, and finally the men on the Silver Mountain. So do not turn that dial. We'll be right back.
Hey, look, it's those guys. Are you good to drive?
I'm fine.
How many did you have?
I should be fine.
You should be.
Go and step out of the vehicle for me.
See ya, buddy. Good luck. So turns out, buzz driving and drunk driving, they're the same thing, and it costs around $10,000. So not worth it.
Why is my son having trouble in school?
Finding lowest airfare to Istanbul.
No, I'm tired of fighting with my son over his homework.
Home, walk, restaurant. Need a review?
No. He's smart, but his mind wanders.
7 wonders of the world.
Why don't you understand me?
I do. I was trying to show how Connor feels every day. Redirecting to understood.org.
Join parents and experts at understood.org, a free online resource about learning and attention issues to help your child thrive.
Todd's a great guy. I mean, look at him. What a sweetheart. Attaboy. Wait, Todd, what are you doing? How totally selfish and un-Todd-like of you. Come on, Todd. Come on, man.
Every day across America, excess food is gathered by a network of good people at local food banks, giving hope to millions of children who struggle with hunger. They've earned their wings, and you can too. Together, we can solve child hunger. Support Feeding America and your local food bank at feedingamerica.org.
Money, 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 money. Welcome back, everybody. Let's get to the Magic Money Line, shall we? 2-1 last week. We kind of rebounded, but for tonight, we're just going to hope to try and get these 3 bets on par. So for the first one, I got a pretty safe bet. Marvin Vettori is a -335 favorite over Kevin Holland. Kevin Holland is stepping in for Darren Till, who broke his collarbone. So this is a short notice fight for him. I don't see Kevin winning, especially after he just lost his last fight to Derek Brunson. Baylor, +163 over Gonzaga tonight. I think Baylor gets it done like I said earlier on the show. And then for tomorrow, we have the Capitals +110 over the New York Islanders. Listen, that East Division in the NHL is just so tough and just so like gritty. And I think the Capitals are bound to get a win against the Islanders. And, you know, there's just a lot of good in that division.
For my Centofanti selections, my final Centofanti selections, I want to talk about the MLB All-Star Game moving out of Atlanta this summer. Major League Baseball made the right decision. There are those of you in the audience that might disagree, but this is a matter of a clear right and a clear wrong. Voter suppression is wrong, and Major League Baseball chose to honor the late Mr. Henry Aaron by taking a firm stance against a law made to hurt people of color in the state of Georgia. This week, the state's most prestigious sporting event, the Masters, will tee off in Augusta. I certainly hope that this very serious issue will be on the minds of the players and the Masters as a whole. And my woman on the Silver Mountain is Arizona women's head coach Ada Barnes. After the upset victory over UConn in the women's semifinal Friday night, Coach Barnes showed a type of passion I have never seen before from a coach. She has nothing to apologize for. Since when is showing love for your team a bad thing? Everyone in the sport, including me, thought they would lose to the pinnacle of women's ball, the UConn Huskies, and her love for her players was very refreshing to me. Unfortunately, Arizona fell short to Stanford last night in the national title game. Congrats to Coach Barnes and Arizona on a season for the ages.
From the first 4 to the final 4, UCLA is without a doubt my men on the Silver Mountain this week. Never in the history of college basketball have we seen a team like make a run in this March Madness, and although UCLA was a game-winning shot away from potentially playing in tonight's national championship game, a program UCLA proved that they can still compete at the highest level rather than recent years. For the coaches, recruiting should be much easier now after this historic run. Congrats on an amazing season to the UCLA Bruins.
Hi, so my name's Tanner Steinbacher, and I'm the director on Sports Corner this semester. And this is my senior goodbye. So this is my last semester, my last show at TV2. I think it's fitting that it's on Sports Corner, even though a lot of people really know me from working on All Systems Go or being programming director in the past and being on entertainment. But Sports Corner was really one of the first shows that I ever really loved doing. I was audio for it for years. I really enjoyed being there. It's made me realize that I like sports, other than esports and League of Legends. Let's go Cloud9. Anyway, I just wanted to take a second and talk about what TV2 has done for me, what it means to me over the past 4 or 5 years that I've been here. And so I started as a tech position. I did tech positions. I did like 9 shows my sophomore year at a time, and I've really gained all the experiences that I need and want going into my future career. And I've met all of the coolest people I know working at this station, because everybody that works here wants to be here, and that's fascinating to me. That's amazing, because that means that the shows that we produce are just pure gold in a way, because even though they can be sloppy at times, even though people are learning, it's everybody wants to be there, everybody wants to do a good job. And that's not something I've really experienced much in my time alive at school and clubs that I've been in, but I've really enjoyed my time here at TV2. I can't take too long talking about it because there is a timer going on, but anyway, I just wanted to take that second. Thank everybody at TV2. Thank TV2 as a whole. I'm really sad to be leaving it, and I hope that the future generations will get as much out of it as I have. So that's it for me. So I've always wanted to say this. So Tanner Steinbacher reporting for TV2 News, Sports Corner. Now back to you guys at the desk.
Tanner, thank you so much. Your hard work will never be forgotten here at Sports Corner. Thank you so much for welcoming us into your homes this past semester. For TV2 Sports, I'm Dante Centofanti.
And I'm Arnold. Good night, everybody.